there, Darius. I was actually planning on making you a video much earlier, but as it turns out, being an adult is hard. My first day of co-op was Tuesday. Today is Friday. I am exhausted. Anyway, let's chat. I'm pretty sure that I explicitly stated in my last video that you did not convince me that a mecha suit was possible. Pay attention! But yes, the core finale was spectacularly done. In my opinion, even better done than the last Airbender finale. Also, thank you for pointing out that AV Club review. I had in fact read it before, but I don't think that I realized it was on the AV Club. I was just going through and reading as much as I possibly could about it, because normally by the time that I get around to watching a TV show, it's already finished airing. So it was nice to be able to read articles and commentary about Korra as it was coming out. I do have to admit that I'm a little bit surprised that it took you as long as it did to realize that Korra has incredibly strong feminist themes. I am kind of interested to hear what you as a man think about feminism. And I could talk for hours about feminism in television and why it's important and why men, as well as women, should be paying attention to it. But I will save that for another vlog. But I'd like to talk real quick about something else that you said in your video, which was that sequels usually suck. I think that too often Hollywood gets preoccupied with how much money they can draw out of a single franchise, and that once something proves to be popular, they decide that rather than making it really well made, they just want to get as much money from it as they possibly can. To illustrate my point, I'd like to talk about a current trend that we've already discussed before, but not in these videos, which is that young adult series that are adapted to film are now beginning to take their final installment and divide it into two parts. The two Deathly Hallows films started this trend, and the reason why it even began was because there was simply too much essential plot information in the final book to make a single movie. It would simply be too long. They had to either make two movies or sacrifice a lot of the plot as well as the quality of the storytelling. But now more often than not, young adult fiction being brought to the big screen is divided into two final installments. That's one way that Hollywood chooses to make a lot of money out of a singles franchise. And another way for them to make easy money is to make unnecessary sequels or prequels out of already popular franchises, such as The Matrix, or my personal favorite to point out in this instance, Shrek. I remember reading somewhere about DreamWorks originally planning for there to be 5 Shrek movies, but I also remember thinking that that was a load of bullshit. Or another really good example is the Star Wars saga, in which episodes 4, 5, and 6 create an excellent cohesive storyline, but 1, 2, and 3 just kind of feel tacked on at the end for no real reason. And I know that Star Wars 1, 2, and 3 are prequels and not really sequels, but it's the same concept. They're adding on more story to an already existing franchise to make more money, and disregarding quality. Good stories can't carry on forever. They need to have their exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. And stories that lack that basic structure, or that continue to be carried on past the resolution, are no longer engaging. One of the most successful television series of all time, Breaking Bad, was so popular because it came to a resounding and well-resolved ending. It wasn't dragged out, and it didn't carry on beyond what it needed to be. And because they chose to go for quality rather than quantity, the show has enjoyed immense popularity even after it's finished airing. If you have a television series or movie franchise which has a single overarching conflict contained within several smaller arcs, I think that it's going to be a more successful venture than something that has individual conflicts, and that's why my personal favorite season of Korra is season 3, because it contains its own conflict, but it also contributes to the overarching theme of Korra becoming this realized avatar. Resolving the Red Lotus storyline without resolving Korra's storyline was a really powerful narrative decision, and it's one that I'm incredibly glad that they made. I feel like I just kind of ranted at my computer for a little while. As long as you get something out of it, I'm happy. You know, we really need to find something besides Korra to talk about in all of these vlogs. I think we need a new TV show to get into. Oh, by the way, Mondays are probably going to be the best days for me to make these videos from now on, and then I can edit and post by Tuesday. So you should totally make your videos on a day that is not Monday or Tuesday. I hope your first few days of co-op are going really well. I tragically don't have any instruments here with me, but I do have this cool wooden toy I built.